Welcome back to the table, everybody. We're talking Superman. Was it? Did we believe in the hype? Did James Gunn do it? Let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody. Listen, this is a full spoiler Superman talk, everybody. I had the privilege to see it twice, but listen, we got a great conversation. So pull your chair up to the table and let's talk. But I'm not by myself. Mike L.
Look! Up in the sky! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's the Crypto Cup! Woo! Oh man, it's not working. There it is.
Oh God. Okay. All right. We got Jose, aka Cowell.
What's going on, people? Hope you're ready to get into some Superman and some spoilers for sure.
And then lastly, Frankie.
Are we still in this movie? Oh, I wish I was.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. That was
You
something.
look like a Ninja Turtle.
It does.
Go Ninja, go Ninja,
Yeah,
go.
these glasses only have one purpose, and that is to make everything look sunshine and rainbows. Because it definitely is after this movie.
I thought they were hypnotic glasses.
Those have the friggin' the J.J. Abrams lens flare like built into
Brandon
them.
Franco.
Anyways, but I am the lovely host, your boy Kev, aka Spider Kev. Like I said, this is a full spoiler Superman talk. Mike, you and I had the privilege to see it twice.
How am I gonna talk? How am I gonna talk spoilers? I've only seen this movie twice in 24 hours.
Okay.
So yeah, it was dope.
So, like I said, if you have not seen it yet, put this on watch later, watch it, and come on back. You don't want to miss the conversation. So, boys, let's talk business, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start with Jose.
What's up, playa?
So, what did you think, playa?
Overall, I thought
sir.
James Gunn did his thing. I think the DCU is back. Yeah, James Gunn definitely did his thing. It was very highly comic book accurate, even for you people that don't read comic books. But yeah, I can't wait to get into this conversation because there is a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Frankie?
So as much as I want to say that DC is back, this movie can stand on its own as a fantastic movie. It is a super representation of Superman. I don't know coming out of this movie whether it has a lot to bear for the greater DC universe now. It can stand on its own. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that like it hasn't put it back on the map, but I have this feeling that like if other things don't go good, this is still perfectly fine and the hell with everything else. You know what I mean?
That was really complicated, but okay.
that was a long way to say you like the movie.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah,
all I asked was if you liked it.
I have that feeling that like I didn't come out of this movie going, man, the DC's back on the map and everything's going to be, and this is how they're going to do it. You know, like I feel like I'm jumping to the end, but like, and don't want to just yet.
Well,
no, don't do it.
I don't have any sense of like
you have to see it
this
twice.
movie laid out the whole plan.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely did it.
Yeah.
Mike?
Okay, I'm gonna get a little deep and a little philosophical here. I believe that this summer we are witnessing the two most important comic book movies since The Dark Knight and Iron Man. I think we're ushering in a new level of what a comic book movie can be, a new acceptance of what a comic book movie can be, and I think Superman has kicked down the gate of getting out of the hyper-realistic, somewhat dark, and just a more warm, hopeful outlook on things, and not so paramilitary and realistic, even concerning like the MCU. I think this combined with what I believe Fantastic Four will be, will usher in the new age of comic book movies.
Yeah, you actually did say that to me. I remember you and I were talking about it after we saw it the second time, and you literally said the exact same way, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Um,
I get Spider-Man 1 vibes from this. I get
Tobey Maguire?
Superman's. Yep. As important as that movie was when that hit in 2002, that hit when we needed that hero. This hits when we need this hero.
Right.
The Dark
I
Knight
think-
hit when we needed that hero. And
This to me was more like Iron Man, the beginning of the MCU for Iron Man, starting the MCU for Kevin Feige. I think this movie is on the same level, and has as much to gain. Like the MCU, the DCU will be as strong as the MCU if
Yeah,
James
definitely.
Gunn stays at the helm and continues doing what he's doing, which is giving us a comic book. He only gave us one, and he gave us Peacemaker, which was fantastic,
And Creature Commandos.
and Creature Commandos. So I'm very excited, and this movie made me even more excited because I went into this movie very skeptical. I won't lie. I knew that he had a lot to. He had a lot of standards to meet, and a lot of things he needed to do to get this movie to start the MCU all over again. I think he accomplished it. My personal opinion. So that's where I'm at with it.
Okay. My turn.
Kev, go ahead.
This sucked. I'm kidding.
Oh, kick him out.
No, I really enjoyed this movie a lot. The first time I watched it, the first 40 to 50 minutes, I was kind of overwhelmed. I felt a little overwhelmed. Now, it could be because I'm not used to a comic book movie not doing like a typical slow origin in the beginning, like kind of reel you in. No, this movie hits you with everything. Like it hits you with what's going on. Like I'm sitting. I remember. I think the one scene when Lex went to the Fortress of Solitude, and I'm like, "What the?" Hell? And I look at the mic. I'm like, "What the hell's happening?"
Yep, you did. And you were like, how did he get in there? And I'm like, probably DNA. Well, from where? I was like, maybe Ultraman.
Exactly.
So I was, I was a little overwhelmed. But watching it the second time, I was able to sit back and just analyze it, and it needed to be that way. It needed to, because it's not an origin story. James Gunn made it clear in the beginning, the first 30 seconds, with those little inner titles and words saying metahumans have been around for a long time. Superman's been Superman for 3 years. This is not a typical origin story. This movie was off the comic book. It really was.
It was, and they borrowed something from one of my favorite genres, or one of my favorite IPs, Star Wars, and they gave us essentially an opening crawl.
Yeah,
it was a different way of doing it, but it was an opening crawl, and it was giving us this story ahead of time so we can go, okay, this is where we are, and move on.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I like how they started the movie with 3 centuries ago, 3 days ago, and today Superman lost his first fight.
Yes.
Like I was like, oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Like I knew he was gonna make. The good thing was, and I'll tell everyone right now, I mean, you've already seen it by now by the time this airs, I'm hoping. Everything you saw in the credits, I mean in the previews, was the first 10-15 minutes of the movie.
Except for 2 scenes.
Yeah.
There's
For the
2
most
short clips that are later, and that's it. Everything else was
the first 30
within
minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah. So you guys don't know what, if you haven't seen it, you don't know what the hell you're in for. This movie was fantastic. They started it with Superman being vulnerable. He got the crap beat out of him by Ultraman.
Yep.
Or the Hammer of Baravia.
The Hammer of Baravia. Not even
the
Ultraman
Hammer
yet.
of Bavaria. And that whole opening montage was awesome. Like
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
That shot for shot, the camera work was just amazing. It really was. Because
Jose.
how many times Mike? How many times you and I both looked at each other like, "Oh, that's a poster. Oh, that's a poster."
That's it. Oh my God, there were so many moments. There were so many moments. And before we move off from the topic at the beginning, do you happen to have like a reprint of All Star Superman #1 like available? Is that like out right now by any chance?
Oh, he has it ready. It is right there.
All perks of having a friend at a comic book store.
All
So this
Star
just came
Superman.
out this week.
Is that All Star Superman? By yep.
All-Star
So the
Superman.
beginning of that, it starts off. It just has like blocks of like things that happen, and it's like you know the story. It's planet explodes. Baby sent away. It has like
What
this
it's
really
based on.
shortened intro of like Superman's origin, and it's really it reminded me so much of the intro of that comic, like specifically. The intro was great. It really was. It just you hit the ground running, and a lot of this it moves really fast.
Yes.
In fact, I don't know if maybe I'll save it for later because I have one major complaint about this movie that the more I think about it, it's my one complaint, and I'll get to that later.
Okay.
But this movie hits the ground running and it moves the entire time. There's very little downtime. They don't let scenes linger on very long.
Nope.
And like you literally, it starts with Superman hitting the ground and getting Crypto, and
the goodest boy in the galaxy.
You right?
But you see him, and it's just like the previews and everything, and they take him to the fortress, and they hit him with that beam.
Yeah.
And they say, I can't remember the exact number. He has like 12 broken bones.
Yeah, he's got a popped lung,
punctured lung. So there's not many people that can do that to Superman. Just saying.
Yep.
So that was interesting. And then I was like, the Hammer of Barabia. Instantly, I was like, that's someone else in that suit. And I figured it would be Ultraman. I think everybody figured it would be Ultraman.
What I also like about it too was obviously Superman is the strongest, right? He's Superman. He is no one can touch him. No one can break him. Just in this movie, he gets beat up a lot. And me personally, I actually like that because it doesn't take away like kind of like the human side where he may be the Man of Steel, but he can also take a hit and he may get knocked down. But the human side of him would tell him to get back up.
Correct.
Keep in mind,
dude, he's like Rocky Balboa. Like it's not about how many times you get hit; it's about how many times you can get back up.
Because he took a beating in this movie.
He was only Superman for 3 years at this point.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to keep that in mind, and you got to keep in mind who he was fighting. We all know that was Ultraman. Ultraman. Here's a spoiler. So if you don't want to hear it, turn away. We all know that he is Clark. He is Superman.
Mm.
He is a clone of him.
What a bizarre thing.
Yes.
Yeah. The only thing that can beat
bizarre.
Superman is Superman.
But Lex said it correctly. He's just like you, except he's dumber and he's stronger. But do you realize why he's stronger? He doesn't have a moral compass.
Ooh. Yeah, he's not holding back.
He's not holding back.
Dude.
He's not holding back. And he's just pretty much a mind control. And for me, when he pulled off that mask and you saw him with the long hair, I said, "Oh shit, it's Bucky."
Right? He does. Yeah,
it's Bucky.
I was like,
Bucky?
It's Bucky from the Winter Soldier. And he looked like Bucky at the Winter Soldier with the hair and everything.
Just a little crazy.
The fact that he said that, it was right. And I thought about it today when I resaw it. And I was just like, shit, he's right. He is stronger. He doesn't have a moral compass. He'll kill Superman. He'll kill Clark. He'll kill Lois. And that's what makes him stronger.
Yeah.
The problem is he's dumb. So the real villain
he's controlled by Lex, which is terrible.
Yeah.
Well, they touched on Lex and cloning in this, which we also at one point we get Maxwell
Maxwell
Lord,
Lord for like
who
3
is
seconds.
yeah. And who is Maxwell Lord, you may ask? He's uh he is does the cloning, the Candace project, which clones Superman. And like they introduce us. So if you know the history, Cadmus is where they cloned Superman and made all the other Supermans. That's the company that's responsible for that. So that's how he's a bad guy. He's not good. So
Yeah.
he helped Lex in this situation clone Superman. So
Mhm.
even though you only saw him for a split second on a news report, there's more behind the scenes going on that we don't know.
Shocker.
So that was just an interesting take for me. Like, this was by far, to me, the best Lex Luthor we have ever gotten.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
By any stretch of the imagination. He was evil.
Mm-hmm.
He was evil as fuck.
But
And
smart
he's
as
still
fuck.
a genius. He's a genius. He created robots to fly around every battle Superman was in and follow him and learn
Yep.
all his moves and maneuvers and use that against him. And they said it. Otis said it. He's been studying him for years. You know,
Yeah.
so it's just the best representation of Lex
And
Luthor ever.
it cuts down to not to like completely jump to the end, but Superman's like, your greatest weakness is envy, and Luthor's like, no, that's my greatest strength.
Right.
It's my envy that makes me realize how like fake and terrible you are, Superman. It's my envy that gives me the power and the resolve to go against you. And it's like, holy crap, dude.
But
You like
Clark
totally
said
see.
this. Clark said the same thing about Lex.
Yeah, that's what
What
I'm
makes
saying. Yeah.
him human?
Oh yeah, that part too. Yeah.
It was the same thing in reverse. He goes, "What makes me human? I wake up every morning. I love. I cry. I make mistakes. I try to learn from those mistakes. I'm more human than you are."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he said something like, I hope one day you can learn to be human," or something like that.
Yep.
And it's like, wow, like
And Lex
he
goes,
defeated him with
"Please."
like a speech, like.
And
And then
Lex said, "That's bullshit."
Yep.
That's literally what he said in his own way. He did.
I
He
love
he
about
did something. He did something that I haven't felt in a long time when it comes to a villain on a screen, whether it's Marvel or DC. Every time Lex would be on screen, I just want to hate and punch him.
Yep.
Like, he was fully committed into the role. He really was amazing as Lex. He's by far the best Lex we ever got. By far.
Mhm.
And if it wasn't for Mr. Terrific, which we'll probably get into, he probably would be my MVP of this movie.
That's a good. Oh man.
I think I agree with you, Kev, by far. Well, Lex stole the show too. Out of the heroes, they all did their thing.
Yes.
Absolutely did their thing. Mr. Terrific was fantastic. Any scene he was in, he stole. Lois, fantastic. She played a great Lois, a great reporter, and she's the prettiest Lois Lane we've ever gotten.
Dude, she was pretty Margot Kidder, like from like Superman 1, like Lois Lane and Superman 1 was like, she was amazing, and you could see like she just wanted the truth, wanted to get the story out, and she was a reporter. She would get down and dirty and do all the work and just want the truth to come out. But like, I never believed her and Clark together, or her and Superman together.
Right.
I don't think they had the chemistry, and I never thought she was pretty. But you get Rachel Brosnahan, and she embodies exactly that, and she just brings a chemistry to her and Clark that I've never seen before. Not once did I ever believe that Amy Adams and Henry Cavill would ever make eye contact, let alone get in a bathtub together. I never believed those two together. I wasn't a fan of Brandon Routh and oh god, what was her name? She was way too young for Superman Returns. Whoever played Lois in that, I never believed her. She was completely miscast. And she is, I think, the most, even outside of the Lois and Clark Adventures that was on TV with Dean Cain. Like, I think they were a stronger couple in this movie than even in that TV show.
Honestly, you know what show comes even closer? The new Superman show, Superman and Lois.
I never watched it.
Yeah.
Their chemistry
Yes.
was
Mhm.
good.
Was it
Like,
really?
It was
that
really good.
show was a lot better than people gave it credit for, and that's why it's off the air. But that show dealt with a lot of shit, and
Yeah.
it was really good. And I did not like the guy, Teen Wolf guy that played Superman. That
Yeah.
the hell if he didn't play the shit out of that role.
Really?
He
See, I
played
wanted
a
to watch
damn
it.
good Superman.
I wanted to watch it, but I also wanted to I kind of like to keep Superman like in like a pretty high not TV category.
My
And that's
opinion,
just me.
he was a better Clark than Superman, just by a smidge. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
That's
But
just
when
this-
they're in the kitchen, that's when it really sunk into me that this movie was going to be something special. When they're in the kitchen and she's got the bat and Clark's sitting there getting some scrapple or some scrambled eggs ready,
Making breakfast for
guess
dinner.
what, guys? We're from Philadelphia. We have scrapple. So,
and
But
pork
maybe-
roll.
Yep, they were making scrambled eggs, and she's like, "No, that's your favorite." He's like, "But I'm making it anyway." And like, then they get together and they start like kissing and stuff. But like the way they're talking, I really felt like they were a lived-in couple.
Yeah.
And then when they
Until
get
the
to
interview.
exactly, and then they get to the interview, which sold it even further for me because they
Yeah.
weren't pretending to be perfect.
no.
In fact, like he got so mad, he just left, and she's
they-
like,
They make it clear so early that those two are just so different.
"Mm-hmm."
So different. She
makes a point of it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I appreciate it a lot.
And she goes, I knew this would never work out. And he goes, what does that mean? What does that mean? But his dumbass walked out because he doesn't know any better, you know?
Yeah.
That's the way I took it because that's the alien in him and the man in him.
He doesn't know how to deal with it.
Speaking of the man in him, what does she say when she's like, "Well, what's wrong? What's wrong?" And he's like, "It's fine. It's fine. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong."
Yes.
Like, right,
Yeah.
dude? Like,
Is
he
he not
knows something
human?
wrong.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yep.
No, I'm
It's-
fine.
Mhm.
I'm
He's
okay.
just
I'm
favorite
fine.
words.
hucking it under, letting her get it away with it, and just bottling it up. And just, I really appreciated that about their relationship.
Yeah, that interview
So-
scene, you would think it would be dragged out. No, it was great.
Yeah.
The pacing of the whole interview was just, it makes you just, I could watch that scene, like an extended version, just for hours. I really can.
And how he got angry and everything. And like, you see him, like, he's pissed.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't want to piss off Superman.
Especially
You
when
know?
when she says super shit.
Oh, we'll get to that later too. The monkeys were typing that shit up.
You mean the Snyder bots? Oops.
He goes, you know, I hate that one, Lois. I'm like, really, super shit, dude? You're such a fucking square.
That's his trigger word.
But back to the beginning after that fight, and the engineers there when Superman goes back to fight.
Yeah.
She was badass.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
She
Mhm.
played the, and she was Spanish. So when I heard her speak
Yeah.
Spanish, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know. But she was badass. The way they used her, the way to find the fortress, and then when Lex goes to the fortress, and that scene comes up right afterwards.
Fighting the robots was cool, dude. She did a handstand and then she
Yep,
put
like
herself
flipped
back in the robot,
around.
flipped
Yep.
around. That was so
I-
cool.
Some like T1000
That was-
shit going on.
That was Matrix to me. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
she's in the Matrix.
Yep.
And then like when she takes, and then she sacrificed. She actually says to Lex, I sacrificed my humanity for this cause to kill Superman.
Yeah.
And then she just becomes this thing with all these tentacles that go into these bots that go into the Fortress Solitude computer and decodes the message from Superman's parents.
See, I like
Okay.
that. Let me get one thing,
I
and
know
let
where
me
you're
get one thing.
thinking,
Let me get one thing.
yeah,
Hold it.
Hmm.
What I really liked about that, and what you said, where she was like, "I gave up my humanity for this." They got so much exposition in while stuff was going on. They would explain things while action and different things were happening. Where she was like, Lex was like, "I hate this guy. Like, he came here and he's the center of attention, and he's not a man. He's an it." And like, she goes in, she's like, "Yes, I know, and I gave up my humanity so we could like kill him and stuff like that." And he's like, "Yes, gave you the nanobots and all that." And then she's like, "Let's do nanobot things." And like, they got the exposition in why they were doing things, and I really appreciated that.
I think this is the thing that this movie has done better than any superhero movie that has come out in the last 10, 15 years. They have a rich backstory that you're just being revealed as they go, instead of dumping an origin story of every single character before you ever get into anything, and all of a sudden it's like, here's your backstory, and now that you've sat through an hour of backstory BS, let's go.
They're
No,
gonna
this
suit up in the last 10
you
minutes.
jump into it, and Lex Luthor has been doing all these things. Lois and Clark have had this relationship that's developing, and you're thrown in the middle of it. Like, he's in the middle of being Superman, like starting out as Superman, not the beginning of it, in the
And that's
middle
the
of it.
best thing. That's the best thing James Gunn did.
Exactly.
Where he
This
didn't
is the best
start with
part.
an origin story. Like, everyone knows the lore of Superman. Everybody knows his history. Even the casual comic book fan knows his history. People that have seen the movies know his history. It's been told 50 fucking times. You know, we
Yep.
know where he's from. We know his planet was
99,
destroyed.
99, 2009.
You know,
Freaking 40 years just about. It's been like
Yeah.
on the screen like every like 10 years.
10,
Yeah.
5 years. Yeah, there's something either in big screen or little screen. There is something Superman.
Yeah.
We know
So
this story. We don't need origins.
Yeah, we know the story. So that was the best thing he did. He filled it with all these characters, but that scene when Lex is walking in like a badass, doesn't blink, doesn't give a shit what's going on, and they're just protecting him, and shit's just flying right across his face. We know it's CGI. And to anybody that complains about the CGI, do better than them. That's all I'm gonna say. Because if you're complaining about CGI, something they really can't control, the CGI was fucking really good in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's some like iffy parts, but for the most part, it was
It's
damn
on
good.
point.
Yeah.
So if you're complaining about that little bullshit, go do better.
I
Get
have
$20
complaints about
billion
like
and
one
make another.
practical effect, and it's not even like CGI, and I'll get to that later.
You know, but it was just so cool. And Ultraman, and then Crypto comes. Crypto,
Dude, why they gotta do
Crypto
crypto
steals
like
the
that?
movie.
he definitely does not. I think we got too much Crypto time.
What?
No. You
There
better
was too much
stop
of an
it.
emphasis.
Crypto
There was
is
too
paid
much-
off at the end. There is only
Cryp-
one point to have this talk in the movie. and
Crypto
it's paid
They
off
was
at the
needed
end.
definitely,
Crypto.
yeah, it definitely did. I enjoyed Crypto. I really did. He was good. He had a lot of camera
Don't
time.
you listen to him. Don't you
You
listen
know?
to him.
But like when the engineer puts the bots around his face, and I'm like, oh, you can't kill Crypto.
Yep.
Not this soon.
I'm like 1-800 John Wick. Let's go.
I was like, don't you do
I'm
it.
pretty
Don't you
sure
do
Yeah,
Kev heard
John
me.
Wick.
I audibly said, "Not the dog."
it. I did.
But- And that leads us to where Lex goes, oh, I have something for Superman. And then you see the two guys pull up in the van. What the hell was that thing?
That was a little kaiju, man, because it's been a universe where we have crazy things, and
So cute.
right, dude, he's like running around. It reminded me of like Baby Groot, like when he was like,
Yeah.
"Ah!"
Yeah.
And
I
then he
was
like
thinking
belches the
Stitch.
fire, and
It was
Otis
It
Otis
the
was like,
demented
"It'll get
Stitch.
bigger."
It'll get
And
bigger.
it did. And
And
then
it did.
literally the next day, just bigger than a skyscraper.
That's and well, that's what I loved about this. It was like every day something crazy was happening in Superman's life and in
It's like a
Metropolis.
it was like like literally a
Right?
comic. Like it's just you're reading the next one. Oh, he's facing a kaiju. Oh, he's facing Lex. Like
Yep.
it felt like that to me.
Metropolis
So,
is always under fire, always something happening.
let me say one thing that I noticed when I saw it the second time.
Uh-huh.
They say in the beginning when they're at the news report, they go, "Oh, he was 7 feet this morning. He was only 7 foot tall this morning when they spotted him at Jitter's Coffee House." Do you know where Jitter's Coffee House is?
That's not Guy Gardner's coffee house, is it? Or his bar?
Nope.
What is
That
it?
is where Star Labs is from.
Oh, is it?
That
Yes,
did
so
sound
it
familiar
puts
too.
Flash.
Oh, that's so
It-
cool.
Flash.
It puts Flash in the same universe.
Oh, that's dope. I love
I'm
that.
waiting for it.
You know?
I'm waiting for it. Rand
And-
Gustin said he his phone's ringing. He'll if James Gunn calls him, he's gonna pick up.
What's his
don't
name
want
is
Grant
listed in the
Gustin.
credits as a voice. The voice of the Flash from the cartoon, and he played Lex Luthor in Smallville. Somebody help me.
Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah, he's listed in the credits. I don't know who he played.
Is he?
I
Yeah.
think if I had to guess, probably one of the bots.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it would make sense because
Maybe.
of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Michael Roker was a bot. Mantis was a bot.
Rocket was Superman's dad.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Alan
Oh my god.
Turk
Dude.
was one. Dude, he had an all-star cast for this thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like he
And
had
it
Michael
showed.
Roker.
It showed. Like, I don't think anybody was like remotely miscast. I think like the people just weren't used enough. Like
Yeah.
the character moments,
Oh,
like
it was
there.
so deep. It was ridiculous.
There was one thing that we all missed.
What's that?
Liberty One from Philadelphia's in that shot.
Is
When
it
I
really?
I heard
just
it
look at-
was the day
heard
Over the
about
after.
tower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I heard
heard
about
that
that.
there are several Philadelphia skyline buildings that are
Ah,
scattered.
that's so rad.
throughout.
Because Corn
Metro-
Sweat is from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And
Is
Lex
he?
Metro-
building, yeah.
Yes.
No,
Is
he's
in-
not.
Yes, he's from Philly. The
No
actor is from
freaking
Philly.
way. We
Yeah.
have 2 Philadelphia dudes in this movie.
Yeah. But did you know Metropolis is also in
Maybe they
Delaware?
did have Scrapple.
Yeah,
So you're
it's
saying
in
he
Delaware.
might have been making Scrapple in the morning.
He might have been making scrapple and pork roll.
Oh
But
my god.
Metropolis has actually been in Delaware in the comic books, in the
Yes.
state of Delaware,
Mhm.
which is like 30 minutes from South Philly. You know, so we have a local hero now in Philly. Superman.
That's awesome.
It was
Get out of
Shazam, and
town,
now it's
Shazam.
Superman.
Yeah, get out of town,
Yeah.
Shazam.
Get out of here.
But
Get out of
It would
here.
it would make perfect sense if Superman is in Delaware or in Philly, if Metropolis is Philly and he's from Delaware, because New York's right up the block. What's in New York? Gotham City.
Gotham City.
Yeah.
Baby.
Gotham
You know?
City's old New York.
Yeah.
And also,
So
if you wanted to move where he was originally from, the farm town, New Jersey is a farm state. So it's so easy. to
No,
make him
can't. He's
closer.
Smallville will always be in Kansas.
Yeah,
it's always okay.
but that's always one of those things that they could move it, but they're never going to.
I
No,
just
there's no
can't
need.
believe that's so cool. I had no idea he's from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So when the kaiju comes in, we get, I mean, the kaiju itself was pretty epic, and I was not expecting like Superman to fight a giant monster, but we get something even bigger and more epic, and that is the bowl cut. This is when we first see Guy Gardner, Hulk Girl, and Mr. Terrific come in.
Oh my!
And-
Her cry, like her screech,
Her war cry was awesome.
amazing. Oh
Yeah.
my god! It, was
It
so
looks
good.
goofy
I
as,
got
as
chills.
all hell, but like I loved it. Like
I literally had chills. I'm not gonna lie to you. When
The kaiju looked goofy.
no, I think her when she was doing the screech it looked a little goofy, but like I still thought it was pretty badass.
She was. I saw an interview with her where
Yeah.
she said that she was sick when she had to do the screech in
Oh,
post
really?
production. Yeah, and
Oh,
that's
really?
how. And they
Oh,
got the
man.
screech to sound like that.
Was she
'Cause
coming down
had-
with it? Was she coming down with the
she-
case of the cordyceps?
It might have been. But yeah, and then I will complain that she didn't get enough screen time.
Yep.
Yep.
That was one of
She
my
did not-
complaints.
Yep.
She
That
did
was my
not get
number
enough
one
screen
complaint.
time, and she should have. And then because that's Dina from The Last of Us, You
Right.
know about her.
And Dora.
And Dora.
And
she
and
was
Dora.
Dora.
But
Can you
She-
say kaiju?
when guys like puts the oven mitts on the kaiju, and she goes, I'm getting blinked to death, you asshole. I'm like, oh, so we're cursing in this movie.
Dude, and then guys like, but I made big oven mitts.
The hilarious thing with this movie is there is tons of irreverence.
Mhm.
However, it's never Superman that is irreverent. Everything irreverent in this movie comes from everyone else.
Yeah, I don't think it
Superman and
ever like
Clark
undercuts the scene.
censor everything he says.
All right, we got to get back to the kaiju because I got to talk about one other thing. I'm sorry, Frank, but how gross was that shit when they was just stabbing him in the eye?
Oh, dude, that
Green
was pretty
Lantern-
bad.
That wasn't
Green
weird to
Lantern-
me.
Dude,
And, like,
oh my
Maybe
God.
if there was
Yeah, but-
blood or something, like maybe that would have freaked me out.
It
But
was Guy's
it was-
little pokey thing. Like I have
Oh.
problems with eyes.
it was
I have
the
a
noise
big
too.
problem
It was
with
like-
eyes.
the little noise it was making. It's
Like, yeah, it was like bloop, bloop,
bloop,
bloop,
bloop,
bloop.
bloop.
That was gross.
I
And
don't know. That was not freaking.
I love that,
That would
like-
freak me out, but that didn't freak me out. Then I don't
my,
know. What it
my
was.
buddy, we saw it the second time we saw it. My buddy Chris came along and he pointed something out to me that I didn't even realize. You got Hal Jordan, who is like the most willpower and can make anything, any construct that he wants out of pure willpower. You have John Stewart, who's an architect, and he's got the most solid, most badass. He can make guns, he can make anything. And you got Kyle Rayner, who is the artist, and he can make giant anime things, anything he wants. But then you got Guy Gardner, who's like a cop and like has no imagination and can't make shit. And he's just like, I made a baseball bat or I made a giant fist. Like that's all he ever does. And that's really all he did in this movie. Like he's the worst.
Dude, when they went to war, when they went into the desert scene to help the people from war and
Yep.
everything, and he's just like smacking people, and then you get the middle finger, and he's just like, whoop, whoop.
Oh yeah, that was pretty creative, Mike.
Like
That was hilarious.
when they announced like Guy Gardner, I was like, Guy Gardner, and I'm like, really? And I was like, but it's James Gunn doing Guy Gardner, and he's got the bowl cut, so we're going like satellite era Guy Gardner, like, and it was perfect. He was again just another character that totally stole the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well done.
he the Justice Gang. We're the Justice
Such a
Gang, guys.
terrible
Yeah.
Gang.
From now on, we're the Justice
Gang.
Mem-
But
fuck,
Metamorpho.
That's a
He
great
goes-
name.
That's a
You're
great
in.
name. You're in.
After literally just saying no, you're too
Yeah.
scared. People will be afraid of you.
Too ugly.
But before we break off from the kaiju, there's one more introduction we get, and he again in a scene of amazing introductions, we get Mr. Terrific with his
Yep.
T-spheres, and he comes in on his little chair, and he just assesses the situation. He's talking. Does he call him Clark at that point? I forget. He might, but he's like, "We're just gonna take this
Yeah,
thing
I
out."
think
And
so.
Clark's like, "There's got to be a better way to do this. There's got to be a better way to do this." And he just sends the spheres inside and nukes the thing's belly, and no
But, like,
emotion, no nothing.
There was so much comedic value to this movie because even when he meets with Clark and he's like, I want to make sure that we take it alive. I was trying to take it alive so I can take it to another planet, a different zoo, and he gives him this look like, motherfucker, please.
Like, but again, but that goes to show like Clark's humanity and like his non-stop, unflinching empathy and
Yeah.
wanting to make the best of any situation and a belief of hope that they can do better.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Superman have his own zoo at one point?
Yes, he
Yeah.
does in the Fortress of Solitude from the
Yes.
dare I say the Collector. That's not Marvel.
Well, there's super pets too that
Yeah.
will come further in the future, I'm sure. But that leads us right into that scene where everybody's just staring at Superman. Everybody's wondering like,
Oh,
what the
yeah.
hell's going on? And then that's when Lex was getting interviewed by what the hell's that comedian's name that was doing the interview?
He was on VH1. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they decoded the message, and the real Superman was not sent here he was here to conquer us.
Yeah.
His parents originally sent them here to conquer us.
Dude, that didn't
know?
click until the second time I watched it because I refused to believe it the first time. And when he said it, and I was like, Lex made that up, and like it just stuck in my head. But then the second time, I was like, holy crap, they really did say that. Like they
Yeah.
never like retracted it, and it is Jor-El and Laura. They sent him here to procreate and start a new Krypton by having a lot of wives and doing all kinds of that kind of thing. And it's taking Jor-El has been portrayed magnificently by Marlon Brando and Russell Crowe, and he's always the stoic moral compass that when, despite what Jonathan Kent has ever done, as soon as Clark hears a speech from Jor-El, he figures out what he has to be and what he has to do forever. And then this flips that, and it takes it on the total opposite. And Jor-El gives him the speech of, "You're here to conquer these people, like, and start a new Krypton." And it just
take wives.
it breaks him. And he's like, I've been sent here to hurt people. I can't do that.
Do you think that was real?
Yeah.
The
first time I saw it, I didn't, and then the second time, it's
my only that's my other complaint is the robots at the Fortress Solitude say, "Oh, it was damaged. We can't crypt it." Here comes the engineer just going through the system and saying she can crypt it. I'm like, okay.
On that note, though, do you think those robots have any kind of sentience where they're like,
wait a minute,
if they tell this to Clark, it's going to hurt him?
But before you go into that, don't forget to mention who Jor-El was. Bradley Cooper.
Right.
Was not expecting that.
No.
That's what I said. Rocket Raccoon is Superman's dad.
Yeah. That's so cool. That means Jor-El's dad was at the freaking Super Bowl when the Eagles won. Like, come on.
He was both times.
Jor-El introduced the winning team for the Super Bowl this year.
He did.
He better be there this year.
Right?
But going back to the bots, number 4, aka Gary, going back to them, they have feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're lying.
They're lying.
They can lie. Feelings. They can have feelings. Yeah,
and you see it in that their first interaction with Superman in the very beginning, because she goes, "Poor boy," the new female robot. How could she say "poor boy" if she can't feel empathy or sadness or anything like that?
And as I say, she's excited that he's there too. Like, she's like, he's talking to me or something like that. Like,
she had emotion.
So that gives me the thought of, like, just piggybacking on what Kevin said. Like, did the robots not tell him and not fix the message because they knew what it was and how it would affect him?
I think that's a high possibility.
Yeah,
I think that's a very high possibility. Just because Clark created them.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Isn't
it in the comics that Clark actually creates all of that? So he created them, and then they essentially are protecting him, their creator.
Those are right out of, again, All-Star Superman. If Jose, I'm sure you can attest. Anybody that comes in right now looking for a Superman comic, you need to point them right in the direction of All-Star Superman. Yeah. There is so much heart and so much taken from this. I remember when that book came out
in this movie,
and those robots, the look, the way they talk, the way they interact is completely taken from that. And I love that story. It's amazing.
But yeah, they definitely have feelings. So then we have that part, and then we were back at, where were we after the kaiju?
Well, that's
the Lex
reveal,
releasing the audio.
Yeah,
and
and then he goes after the dog. He's like, how do you get the information? He's like, the fortress, the dog, and then all hell breaks loose. Like, dude, don't mess with a man and his dog.
Again, he steals a scene because he goes, "Where's the dog?" Like, he's screaming at him, "Where's the dog?" He's just a dog, Luthor. And Luthor goes, "I don't know what you're talking about." Sips the cup. Ugly dog with a cape.
The stupid cape.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like,
this is a scene that 100% is paying homage to the history of Superman. It is like second to second. It is shot for shot the modern equivalent of the original Superman scene. The 78 Superman.
Oh, the one when Superman breaks through the in New York City, the tunnels, to get to Lex.
Yeah,
with the
it breaks
Gatling, with the
into
Gatling
Lex's
guns and all that
office,
stuff.
and
Yep.
it is 100% a second to Senate shot.
It's been done in Superman TV shows and movies, and
Yeah.
like people were actually complaining about that. And I actually saw, oh, Superman would never do that. I'm like, are you freaking stupid? Like, have you not watched any of the movies? He's done it before. You know, Superman will lose his shit for the people he loves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go back to like one of my all-time favorite scenes that just stuck in my head for my entire life. As unbelievable as it is, go back to Superman 1 when Margot Kidder dies and he picks her up and he screams, and I'm getting even just thinking about it. He screams and it like echoes through the entire world, and then by sheer willpower of anger, he turns the world and turns back time because he's that mad. And like Superman, when he gets me, don't freaking do it. Just don't do it.
Anyway,
Sorry.
But
you're fine.
no, like, yeah, so much heart and so much emotion. The one thing I want to say that when he sees in broadcast and he sees Lex Sayman and all the people are going on, he goes into the building and Guy Gardner makes all the things green, all the walls green, so he can have privacy. He's having a panic attack.
Oh, good call, dude.
Yep.
Superman is having a panic attack.
Yeah.
How more human can you get?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah,
Like,
he's like up against the wall, like heavy breathing. You're right,
Yeah.
dude.
He's having a panic attack.
Wow.
You know, and I was like that, and I didn't catch that the first time. I didn't really catch it until I saw it again. And I was like, oh shit. Because I think the excitement of seeing it is over because I already seen it. So now I can focus more on the story and what's going on. That's how I caught the Jitter Coffee House and all that stuff.
There's also Big Belly Burger in the background.
Yes, there is. But like, he was legit having a panic attack, and I was surprised that they showed that. Like, you've never seen Superman have a panic attack, but it
goes
makes
off
him
of what I
so
said
much more
earlier.
human.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's why I said earlier. He showed more human of Superman. You know, losing, taking hits, having panic attacks over something that he thought, you know, completely like his whole life has been a lie. Like, he feels like his life is just now a lie. And again, it shows the emotion and the human side of the Man of Steel. Like, you never see Superman just have a panic attack like that.
Yeah.
Ever.
and then he like flies off, and you know, he does
That
his thing with
flying
Lex.
scene when he's flying so fast across the entire world that the weather changes. There's like rain, there's snow. Like it was 30 seconds, 30 seconds. And like, I've never seen that before. And I thought that was incredible. Like, I can imagine that as panels on like a page where it would be like him flying with blurs in it. And like, you could see the rain, you could see everything. It felt like an actual comic book page.
The flying scenes were fantastic. Like, it looked good. Like, the flying scenes really did look good. And then after he flies back to his penthouse suite, apparently he can afford a penthouse suite, because that wasn't a regular apartment. He flew in to meet Lois.
Hey,
and you know,
that his view is nice though.
And they're fighting the alien
inside
outside.
And out. Oh,
yeah. They're fighting the alien, and
all she says is, "You have a dog?"
Yep.
Yeah, it's more of a foster situation.
Yeah.
That scene in particular was our first view of David Cornswept. We did a video when that image got released, and everyone was like, "Why the flip is Superman just sitting there while putting on his boots while the city's getting attacked?"
Yeah.
And now the context that has with it, not only is the Justice Gang out there fighting it, but like what he just went through and like what he's trying to deal with, and how she is trying to console him in a way. So it just kind of puts that picture way into context, and I'm happy it was that photo.
The best part of that scene was Peacemaker on the TV.
Oh, that's right.
That was so cool. Talking shit on Superman.
And he goes, they're only upset because there's not as jacked as me. They're just jealous because there's not as jacked as me.
Okay.
Doesn't he say
All
something
right.
about like not having a kill rule? He's like, he doesn't have a kill rule either.
Yeah,
Just something like
he's
that.
a wuss. He's a wuss. He doesn't have a
I-
kill rule. What type of shit is that?
I hope every single DCU movie has John Cena's Peacemaker in it.
Oh
like
my god.
it's some
cameo.
Just talking
right?
shit on
Like,
them.
every single movie like has him in it. But like the really cool thing about that, and they drop what that pink and green thing is in the background, and Superman just says it off the cuff. He says that's just some fifth dimensional imp thing, and that's Mr. Missile Pitlick. That is the fifth dimensional imp. That is also Mr. Impossible from the Fantastic Four, as we found out. And never did I really think we'd get him on the big screen. That is a deep, amazing pull, and they just threw it out there, and it just made me so excited to hear that.
Yeah,
I wonder if Gunn did that on purpose.
He might
Because
have.
Well,
He
definitely
knew
did.
that Fantastic Four is coming out this year.
Well, I
throw it in.
hold the belief that the neighbor in Peacemaker, the little Middle Eastern guy who was talking shit on Batman and brought up Batmite, is Mr.
He's
Missile Pitlick.
Batmite. You think he's
No, he's
Batmite?
Mr. Missile. No, I think
Well-
he's Mr. Missile Pitlick.
James Gunn did say his favorite character is Batmite.
Yep.
And he wants to figure out a way to put him into the movies.
Yep. There's a comic
A
where
very-
they fight each other, where Mr. Missile Pitlick and Batmite fight. It's called World's Funniest.
That's
And
funny.
they fight each other across all the universes. But just hearing him in that movie, that was the best Smalls cameo I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. And then you got him, and before we go into that,
And guys
Doing
out
that
there with the
Peacemaker
baseball
thing.
bat.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you got Clark in here crying about a bitch ass dog. No, I'm just playing.
Hey,
The best boy.
easy.
But like he's with Lois, and
Yeah.
the chemistry's just there. And then when like you see the concern in Lois's face, she's beautiful, by the way. But
Yeah,
like
she is.
you see her concern, and then he tells her, "I love you."
Right.
It was right. Yeah, right.
And again,
Right
we get
right
the
after he-
imperfect relationship.
She didn't say it
Yeah.
back though. I was kind of
Right.
Because
Right. That's
she's gonna break up with them.
I'm honestly glad
I
she
know.
didn't though.
right.
I'm
Well, we
glad
know
she did.
why. She
Yeah.
saved it for the right time. But he goes. He's less like, I'm gonna go turn myself in. And-
because he thinks wherever Lex has the dog, wherever he may go, he could find him there.
Exactly.
He's like, yeah, I gotta go find him. He's probably alone and scared, even though he's not exactly a good dog.
Yeah, he was just like, he's alone out there. Like, I can't leave him alone out there. Like, that's just not right, you know? And then next scene is police brutality, Ultraman smashing his head. He goes, I already turned myself in, dude.
Is
No,
that
I-
necessary?
no, right?
Like,
And Flag.
Yeah,
when
that's
Flag
right.
was
I
on
forgot
screen,
about
Me
that.
and Mike were like, Flag.
I forgot
last
about the
time we
no
saw-
rights thing. Yeah.
Last time we saw Flag was in Creature Commandos.
Mhm.
So
Now,
He go-
Kevin, did you notice what was different about Rick Flag?
he didn't have white hair.
White hair?
He found some shoe polish for his hair. Apparently, that has something to do with some kind of contract he had on another movie. So he was supposed to have white hair, but he had I guess some other movie he was filming, and they wouldn't let him dye his hair.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Oh, well.
You can freaking
I'm
dye
okay
that
with it.
back easy enough. Come on.
Yeah. Hair damage.
Anyways, but he goes and tells him, he's like, listen, you're an alien. You don't have rights. You have no like law whatsoever. So
Which also shows like how lived in the universe is, that they've already figured this stuff out.
yeah. But he's like, I'm sorry about this.
Mhm.
Because he actually does I don't want to say care. You know, he
He has a
Tolerates
conscience.
Superman.
Well, he works with metahumans. He saved
Yeah.
people.
yeah. He worked with monsters.
Yeah, exactly. What was that Bravia?
Bravia. And then what happens next after that? They take him into the portal. What the
Yeah.
hell's that thing called? The big portal.
The,
There's a
uh,
name for it.
the-
I can't
the-
remember the name.
I was thinking boom tubes at first. I was like, man, do they got like
No, they said it like 5 times.
like
Pocket
dimensional
dimension.
pocket dimension.
the
Yeah.
pocket
The pocket
dimension?
dimension.
which also ties to Peacemaker again. In Peacemaker, his racist ass dad had that pocket dimension in the closet where he kept all the helmets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's all coming
And-
together.
Yep.
He goes in there, glass shuts down, and it's Metamorpho, who looked fantastic.
Yes, he did.
Metamorpho
did.
looked fantastic. It was so comic book accurate. Like, it looked good. And the guy playing him, he was actually in Gotham. He played Victor.
Yes. Yes, he
Victor's
was. I remember
Victor's
that.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he did a great job. That whole scene with, well, in between that scene, you have Lois. Once they put him in there, and Superman, he makes his hand kryptonite. Dude, Superman's face was so, he looked like a zombie.
Right,
Yeah.
dude,
He
he
looked
got
like-
radiation poisoning. That's
he
exactly
looked
what
like
that was.
He looked like Bizarro. He looked like Bizarro. But the radiation poison, and he's like, I'm getting ahead of myself, but Joey, his kid, Metamorpho's kid's right across from him, and Lex, being the asshole that he is like, if you don't keep Superman under control, we're gonna kill your damn kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something's
Is
gonna
this
happen
not
to him.
an evil SOB? You know what I'm saying? And in between that scene, you have Lois going to the Justice Gang, and it's like, Guy's just such an asshole.
Yeah,
Yep.
he is.
He's
And
so
he's like,
stupid.
that goes
Guys
against
played
that goes
perfectly.
against my oath. I took a vow. Every time something you don't want to do something, it goes against your oath. Well,
Well,
That hair should be against your oath.
yeah.
What you say?
Yes!
What you say?
So,
that's so good.
in the background, there's a mural on the wall, and the first time I saw it, I got really excited because I saw Wildcat. Wildcat is a member of the Justice Society of America,
Yes.
which predates the Justice League. And the second time we saw it, I saw Tomorrow Woman, who is this girl in this yellow and green dress, and then her name's Phantom Lady, I forget. But there's also Shining Knight. So like, I have to see that and like really study it because there's a whole bunch of like character cameos on there of like B-list, C-list, old school Justice Society characters.
I can't wait for this movie to be streaming so I can, or on DVD, or you can
Yep.
rent from home so I can actually see it frame by frame and break things down. Like, I
Go
love doing
back
that
and-
stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, I love doing that. I love playing like Where's Waldo.
And then
But-
and in that scene in the it was the freaking Hall of Justice.
Yeah.
It was
Yes, it
like
was.
legitimately like that's what it was, which is awesome. Which I guess is funded by Maxwell Lord.
Mhm.
Pretty
It
empty in
very-
there.
Yeah.
Pretty empty in there. It's just them three
But-
in there.
I'm just saying. All right. So this is where I think we're going. I think James Gunn is going with this direction of this movie and the heroes he chose. Because if you think about it, Metamorpho is a hero. They're not part of the Justice League,
Mhm.
right? So, in my mind, he's going Justice League Unlimited route,
Mhm.
where you have all these superheroes together that they can pull to go to. And like, if you've seen the cartoon was phenomenal. That was one of the best. Like, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited was fantastic.
Bruce Timm universe.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would hope he's going that route because you would see so many more superheroes and villains, and then you create the Legion of Doom. Yeah. I'm just yeah.
To piggyback off of you, the almost last season of that show was Cadmus, and they started cloning the heroes, and they ended up making Apache Chief, they ended up making the Wonder Twins, and they ended up making like updated versions of them, and
Yep.
they pit them against all the Justice League, and it was Dr. Emil Hamilton, it was another Star Labs guy. It was all these scientists that had been placed out through Superman the Animated Series, the Zeta Project, Batman the Animated Series, and they all came together and were like, we need to stop these heroes. And Amanda Waller got involved, and it was all about cloning, which goes back to what you said at the beginning of this episode of Maxwell Lord being involved with the cloning.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
dude, that
Yep.
totally wraps around to what you're
Got it.
saying.
So you have that. Then you have them go in the whole scene when before we get into that, the scene when Lois and Mr. Terrific go to the desert to track Superman, because Mr. Terrific puts nanobots in everybody's bloodstream, in all his friends' bloodstreams. And Hawkgirl just looks like
Demon's like, what?
And then he acts like everything's fine. He's like, yeah, I do it for everybody. Like it's normal.
I do it for
Okay.
everybody. Yeah,
Sure.
and that was genius.
Yeah.
That was genius. Like the way they used that and that power, that was genius. But then when they get to that desert and Mr. Terrific whooped some serious ass, the way he used his power and shielded Lois, and he used all the nanobots, like, and you see him like acting like he had guns.
Yep.
And then at one point you see one come towards him, he grabs it and it flies him to the other side of the protective sphere. Don't call them circle, the little sphere.
They're 3Ds. The circles are one-dimensional. So, like, fun fact about Mr. Terrific, he is on par with Batman. The dude runs triathlons regularly. Like, he's a genius, and he's a tactician, and he's an athlete and trained almost to the level that Batman is to fight. And I love that they showed that without explaining it.
And he was a womanizer, but they changed that. So that was
and Tony Stark was an alcoholic, but we never got that.
And a warmonger.
We definitely got that.
Yeah.
But the way he fought, and he put that sphere around Lois, and like the music was like playing like monotone, and then once you went into the sphere and you saw the whole fight from Lois's eyes, it didn't like stick on Mr. Terrific. It was, she would look up and the camera would pan up and like she'd see what he was doing, and there'd be those guys trying to get in, and like the thing would hit him. You saw it all from her perspective, which I thought was really neat.
Very well done.
And she's even like, holy shit.
Yup.
But they go in there, and when they go into that portal thing and they're there and he sees it, he knows instantly what the hell it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Instantly. And then she goes, well, how are we going to get down there? Can't we just like grapple down there? And he goes, I don't carry ropes.
What are we going to grapple off of? For real? We touch that, we're done.
For someone who doesn't like show emotion, there were times where he just became so sassy. Yeah, between him and Clark with Crypto, it was really funny.
Dude, it reminded me of like Sassy Blade when like he would like go off at like something happened in Blade 1 where like he got like shot in the chest and he's like, "Motherfucker, are you for real?"
Yeah, that was cool.
He had so much comedic value, and it wasn't even telling jokes. It was by the looks he gave or by the expression he showed. He created this like, oh shit, you could tell what he's thinking just by the way he's looking in the screen, or the way he looked at Lois when she called him circles and she goes, Jesus Christ, people, because he was pissed about it. But when he sent them the two spheres out and they became his eyes, dude, tell me that wasn't so cool.
Right?
That was cool.
Dude, tell me that doesn't look like
brilliant.
What do you always get with like a Domino mask or anybody's mask in a comic book? You get the whited out eyes. And I was like, they're doing it. They're doing the thing that nobody ever does.
And then Superman gets it. Superman gets out because Metamorpho makes a sun-esque.
What happens is, and I think it's one of the darkest moments in the movie, which is like, I don't want to say I like that it went there, but I like that there were like serious stakes throughout. Lex has Superman's friend who was the one to run to Superman's side. Yes, he was the one to run to Superman's side and help him up out of that crater. And Lex took note of it, and he kidnapped him, and then he played Russian roulette with him like twice and shot the guy. And Superman was upset.
This would last longer.
Yep. Yeah. And Superman, understandably, gets very upset, and he
shows emotion, and he's crying, and he's screaming, and then all of a sudden you're like it kind of reminded me. It kind of reminded me when Henry Cavill snapped Zod's neck.
Yeah,
like that's kind of the same vibe I got, which I thought was an excellent scene.
I still love that.
Yeah, and then Metamorpho turns around and he's sobbing like a baby. He goes, he doesn't want to see anybody hurt. He doesn't want to see anybody killed. And a guy was just shot point blank in the head right in front of him.
Well,
with a
he has to,
357 Magnum.
dude. He has to
Like, that's
explain that
powerful
to
gun.
his son one day. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna explain to his son when he grows up. Like, I sat there and let some guy get shot. I could have had Superman get out, but I sat there and let that dude die.
Mhm.
Yeah, but what's the
Two-
other
two things
alternative?
on this.
Let your kid die, or let Superman die.
Yeah,
I'm letting Superman die.
yeah.
Just
Mm.
saying. If
But
you
he
got
also
kids,
does
What
say
you
to
got?
him-
What you got, Frank?
He also does say to him, if I help you, you're going to save him. And he says, yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely
Yeah.
does.
Well, that's
So
when
the
it
two
starts
things
click.
on this is, one, this is the only scene, as we were talking earlier, that I think caps how young you can have a kid watch it. Like, I can't take my son, who is 5, to see this
right?
because of this scene. This scene is so
Understandable.
brutal, and like,
Mhm.
And
I
they
was
don't
trying to
show
piece
it.
why I
No,
felt like I
it's
couldn't
they're
take
very
it, and I
far
think this
panned
is it.
out, and
Yeah,
The
and
other
you hear
thing
the
is,
gunshot, and the body just falls.
yeah,
But anybody with half a brain, even a little kid, is going to
Yeah,
see
he's-
that and
yeah,
going to
yeah.
know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
And every parent has to make that decision
Mhm.
whether they're okay. Me personally, I'll be honest with you. My son's 7 and 8. My twins are 7, and my Logan's 8. They play video games. They've seen it.
I've
They've
tried
seen
to
worse.
I've tried to sell
Like,
my 6-year-old on this, and she's like, "No, it's live action." I'm like, "You don't want to watch anything that's not live action?" Nope. Okay.
All
like he
right.
needs to just be a little bit older, and we're good. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
this is going to be fantastic to watch in a couple years with him.
Yeah.
But right now,
You know.
no. So any parents out there that are watching this and thinking, should I or should I not? I'm a parent that's saying right now, 5 years old,
Yeah.
we'll
I
pass.
think
We'll see it later.
five's a little young, unless you are in a household like. And I'm not judging anybody's parenting or whatever. It's completely your choice. If
Yep.
you think your kid could sit down, they don't show shit. They just hear the gunshot, but 2 and 2 equals 4 every time.
Yep.
So just know that going into it. Other than that, the movie was fantastic. Nothing really scary. The kaiju was cute as hell. It
yeah.
looked like an overgrown Stitch.
You have any of the kaiju toys yet?
Oh yeah, we got. Hold on a second. I'll show you.
No, sorry, buddy. I'll stop in there tomorrow.
We have some,
But,
Get back on topic. The
Get back on
other
topic.
thing, Superman for me is my least favorite superhero of everything. The main reason is because everything he has, he is the god of everything, and there's nothing that can ever defeat him and everything. Except in this movie, they did something that they have never done in any other movie and really show it. It's the humanity, but also the fact that when Superman's getting beat up, he needs that time to rejuvenate. He needs the sun to
Yes.
really, like, it's been always part of the canon of Superman, but you've never really seen it. It never really weighed so much. In this movie, it weighs a ton. He gets beat up in the beginning, and they have to use the magnifying glasses to quick heal him. He
I will
needs
say
the sun in this moment.
you only saw that one other time, and that was Brandon Roth's stupid ass scene where he's lifting the planet of Kryptonite, basically the size of Texas,
Mhm.
and then he has to go to the sun. That's it. But yeah, they definitely showed Superman has weaknesses.
Yeah.
You just
This
gotta
is
find them.
definitely putting that not necessarily front and foremost, but it's putting it where he's not just this perfect god that is unbeatable. Like,
Yes.
he can get beat up and still needs to take that time to regenerate. He needs
Well,
to take that time to repower himself.
that brings
know
up
what
the most common complaint about Superman is he's boring because he can do everything.
Exactly.
And the Bruce Timm universe, the animated series, Superman got his ass whipped all the time. And it's nice to see like a Superman that can get beat up and bleed.
So one thing we forgot to talk about was the relation between, well, how Jimmy got the information to find out that Superman was
Yo,
a
Jimmy
portal.
Olsen was so funny in this.
He was a
Well,
pimp.
that's coming up. It's perfect
And-
time. That's exactly right for the movie.
Every time a
And-
girl looks at him, I'm like, I wish it was that easy.
Right? Like, and it's like Jimmy Olsen.
But
why?
so Miss Tessmacher's in love with Jimmy, but she's got some mutant toads as is on his cell phone as her contact. Mutant toads.
It looks like you got cocktail sauce on shrimp. Ugh.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
her toes can't look that bad. God damn it. But like, she gives them all the information. Yo, tell me, when you watch this movie, you didn't think of Harley Quinn every time she talked or when she acted.
Oh, now I will a little bit. She's got that
She-
little bit of like New York
Oh,
accent.
and she's
Yeah.
crazy. She's batshit
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah. Now
I
that you
definitely,
mentioned it,
yeah, I was like, oh, this is Harley Quinn. Like, this is perfect. She is perfect for Harley Quinn if they recast, but they won't. But that whole relationship was funny as hell. It wasn't a big deal in the movie. At the end, you see she runs to him after he saves her, and
He
she
wants
wraps
nothing to do with her.
nothing to do with her, but he does, because at that end scene when she wraps his
Yeah.
leg around him, he smiles and he
Yeah.
likes it, especially when Lois goes, I don't know how you pull girls that look like this. And I'm thinking, this dude has a massive schlong.
They call him tripod.
Anyway, guys. Anyway.
For a
PG-13.
throwaway character that I thought Miss Tessmacher was going to be, she turned out to be a pivotal moment in the movie of how they start to bring down Lex Luthor. And it turns out Lex Luthor is trying to steal the land in his own way of the vaguely Middle Eastern country that is going to war. And she's been taking selfies, what she's doing throughout the whole movie, and you're just like, look at this bimbo. And well, there's a point to that. There's no wasted effort, no wasted scene. And she's taking pictures with documents, with the maps where he's meeting people.
And Lexitopia.
Yep, exactly. So,
and Lois says it. He goes, she's dropped her phone in the toilet. I'm like, first off, you heard her scream and get pulled out of that closet. Even though you didn't see it, you heard it. And you weren't even fucking concerned. He goes, she drops her phone in the toilet all the time.
He was more concerned about what he got, like the information. He's like, at first he thought it's just all selfies, or he's like, no, this is not what I wanted. God damn it.
But even the guards in that prison say, in Lex's prison, they're like, how stupid. You're going to send another dude selfies when you're with Lex?
Yeah.
So they all underestimated her. They thought she was some dumb, beautiful bimbo. And
straight up did.
Yeah, I did too. Until when she sent the pictures, as soon as he opened it and you saw the pictures, I knew what it was.
Mm-hmm. Like, I was thinking the same thing.
I just knew. And I was like, oh, she's smart. Like, they didn't, all these selfies that she did in the commercials, in the movie, they weren't for nothing. Everything in this movie had a purpose. Everything had a purpose.
Which, if this is what we have to look forward to for the DCU or the new DCU, whatever it's going to be considered, then every single movie that comes out from here on in needs to be literally torn apart for every tiny detail, because it's going to tell us exactly what's going to go down and exactly what's going to happen. Because
and James Gunn, I trust.
James Gunn is literally taking this movie, and there's not a single shot of this movie that did not matter.
No.
That brings me to like my biggest complaint in the movie. The movie, it's not often where I'm like, this movie was too short. I really think there was stuff cut out of this movie, character moments for
it
like
felt
Perry
very quick.
Yeah, like it moved. It never took a time to breathe. But I think like Perry White stuff was cut out. Jimmy Olsen stuff was cut out. I think.
I do believe we had more Clark cut out.
Yeah, like Clark wasn't in it a whole lot. Like
it was
upon like second viewing, I was like, yeah, Clark wasn't in that a whole lot.
No, he wasn't.
We didn't need him.
Yeah, that's true too. Speaking of Clark,
Superman.
Speaking of Clark, do you think the hypno glasses are a real thing? And do you think Mr. Terrific made them?
It's in the comic books.
Right? Like I'm like at first I was like guys making that up, and then like the second time I'm like, nah, dude, Mr. Terrific's agreeing with it. Like he made them.
No.
So it was a nice way to put the that it's only glasses. How come nobody notices it? It was a nice way to like retcon that.
Thank you. I am so glad that James Gunn finally did this shit, because guess what? I still look the
Where'd
same.
Jose go? Where's this guy?
You know?
Oh, Jose, I'm so glad you're
Somebody
back.
just popped into your screen that was not you. You should be worried.
There's someone
But, like,
in your shop, bro.
Yeah.
someone finally said it, you know, and so like there's no mystery anymore. Like the glasses are hypnotic. That's what they're supposed to do, make you see whoever Clark wants you to see.
Mhm.
And he wants you to see this guy who's hunched over, is not sure of himself, who's you know, curly hair and everything like that, and you don't see Superman. And that's like
Again,
the part when Lex goes to him, he goes, Superman goes, "You're obsessed with me." He goes, "Tall, dark, and alien, you're not my type." In the prison. But like it just shows that like he's using the source material. He's using the comic books.
how
And
did I
that's
hear it?
all we've ever asked for, to give us a comic book accurate comic movie.
I heard it
And
said that Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy was James Gunn's ode to science fiction, and that Superman is his ode to comic books, where it is he wants to put it out in its purest form. And
I can
this
feel that.
movie,
Yeah.
I think more so than just about any movie I can think of in recent memory, felt like a comic book come to life.
yeah.
Kevin, we saw the splash pages with him rising up in the smoke at the
Yep.
end when he's on the planet or on the moon looking with Crypto. That's a poster. That is a splash page.
That's what I want.
That is a 2-page spread.
Yeah, man.
There's so many moments,
But yeah,
and
we
not-
not to finish off the movie. You know, Superman fights Ultraman. Got the reveal. It's his clone.
Oh, you can't just go by that like that. That battle scene was fucking awesome.
it
Listen,
was.
we don't have enough time left, Jose.
And it gave us the most important part for having the
You can
dog
edit
in
this
the
shit.
movie.
We'll get to that. What I do want to say is, yeah, that fight was great, and Clark doesn't hold back, and it's really nice to see. And Lex gets so mad, and when he's got Superman on the ground, and he's like, you know,
Brain beats
A1,
the brawn.
A1, and he's punching him, and Lex is up there in the TV, like, that was just amazing.
He said, brawn, brains beat brawn.
Yep,
And he just starts smiling while Bizarro's just punching the shit out of him.
yep.
And he starts whistling, like, "What the hell are you doing?" And Crypto just comes and then just helps him. But then the scene when he has him in the armbar
Yep.
and he sees the bus coming, so he pops his own shoulder out just to like throw him
Roll him
over.
over.
So and he goes into the black hole, which you know he's gonna come back out as Bizarro from that black hole.
So,
He
yo,
has
put on your tinfoil hats, guys. Okay, so not Bizarro is going into the black hole, which means he's going to get sent to the other side of the universe, which means he's probably still alive. But all that, like that river of black hole goop, what was that water shaped like? It was cubes, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone know what Bizarro World is shaped like?
A cube?
It is.
Mm.
So if all of that stuff is getting spit out on the other side of the universe and it comes together as a cube, you have Bizarro World. And
Yep.
maybe one day down the line, we can get a really accurate Bizarro. And that would be just, I would love that.
They actually did a very accurate Bizarro in Superman and Lois.
Yeah, I saw little clips of that. But
Yeah.
that would be amazing. And yeah,
But that
so we get up in Lex Tower in his little spaceship. It comes out that Lex Luthor has orchestrated all of this stuff.
wait, you're passing the fight scene where she sends the nanobots into Superman's face and down his lungs. And that thing is going all the way down his lungs, and they can see it, and he flies all the way up into space, just trying to fight them off. And then as he's and they're frozen. Ultraman and the machine
Engineer
are frozen, the engineer. And they start falling back down to Earth. And Ultraman just punching the shit out of him. But when they fell, and we thought the engineer died, she doesn't. But when he started ripping that out of his mouth, the nanobots,
Yeah.
oh god.
But that even
was a
that
crazy scene.
that is a nice way to get rid of the normal thing. Like, well, if you cut off Superman's air, he'll die. Like, you can just cut off his air. And it's
But
just
they
always
also
like
said
a
he
big
can hold
complaint.
his breath for 3 hours.
Yeah.
He can hold his breath for 3 hours. And then Otis says, well, he can if he doesn't have air in his lungs, which is true because he was battling. But you finally found out why he can go down with Aquaman into the ocean because he can hold his breath for 3 hours.
But it's always like one of the things where people are like, oh, it's kryptonite magic. And then someone in the background is always like, but cut off his air and he'll die. And like, it's a nice way that they like kind of like take that and use it and like show that he can overcome that too.
Yeah, agreed. But that fight scene was epic. And then we'll go right to the tower. Yes. By the way, when that thing was splitting the world, the black hole, and Lex just dropped, he tells Otis to hit it.
Command center.
The command center just drops and flies off. I'm like, oh.
And you know what? The whole movie, that did not feel out of place. Like that is the suspension of disbelief that has been like afforded by everything that happened in this movie. Where I was like, yeah, okay, that can happen. Yeah. He has a spaceship. Why not?
Yeah, he's smart.
Lex planned on that. Yeah.
Yeah, but when Superman comes and he just shoulder bumps him right across the room, and then you have the whole montage where Lex, everything comes out that Lex, Lois released the news report and everything with Jimmy and Perry, and they're saying, you know, Lex was behind this the whole time, giving them $700 billion in free weapons just so he can build Lexitopia, you know, in the Middle East,
get the oil rights
and get the oil. And he talks about putting a donut shop in there when he brings the guy from Bavaria the donut. Remember, Yum?
Dude, that is a good catch because he gave him the donut. He's like, oh, I'll put one of these in Lexington. Wow, exactly. That's why they pay you the big podcast bucks, bro.
Yeah. 0.000.0000.
What?
But like that was so epic, and like when Lex starts to cry.
Yep.
After he realizes everything that happened. Lex did not cry because he felt bad for himself. Lex cried out of fucking anger. I know what that crying feels like.
Yep.
That was an anger cry because all his plans went to shit and he got caught.
So you're saying he showed humanity?
He showed humanity. That was his only sort of humanity, his empathy for himself and not the rest of the world. And that whole dialogue between Clark and Lex was so good. I compare that to the dialogue between Tom Welling in Smallville and Michael Rosenbaum in Smallville. Yeah. They had a chemistry as Superman and Clark, as Clark and Lex, and Superman and Lex.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that show went off the rails the last 2 seasons. But the chemistry was there. This movie has that chemistry. It has so much love, so much passion. Nothing is wasted. I can't see how anyone hates this movie. I genuinely, not even as a comic book fan, as a movie fan, as a man who can sit there and literally watch movies for 24 hours a day and enjoy watching Rocky 50 times over. And I love movies. It takes me away from the everyday
bullshit. It's escapism.
And then this movie was fantastic, that part. But then we get not a post-credit scene or end credit scene, which I thought this should have been a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden you see him back at the Fortress of Solitude and number 4 after he stopped him from jabbing himself with
like that dude was trying to like self-delete or something. He was stabbing himself in the head with the screwdriver because he felt bad. But and then like he got like patched up, and like Clark is like, yeah, like it gives you character. And you remember the name. You might remember the line a little better than me.
Why don't you give me, have you ever considered giving me a name or something at the point? He goes, you have a name, you're number 4. He goes, that's like Gary. Like number 4 is like being called Gary. And then he goes, Superman's gonna sit back and relax. And he goes, we're gonna put the thing of his parents on.
The thing that calms him.
Before
Yeah.
The thing
that,
calms him. I
But
know
before-
before that, I will get back to that. That's a lot more important than this scene.
okay. Well, that,
But-
okay.
But like you see him surrounded, and you see little Clark and his mom and Pa Kent and
Right?
Martha. He saw Martha.
Dude. The Kents in this movie. Pa Kent, my absolute, as in a movie of amazing characters, Pa Kent is my MVP for this movie.
Yes.
The soft and
Yeah.
like he's slow and you can kind of tell, but he loves his kid and he is instilled in him, and you believe it that his Clark is this way because he has listened to his dad, and his dad
Yeah.
says it is not my decision, it is not my place to tell you what to do. It is my job to pick you up and make sure you can do it. And it's going to hit me for the rest of my life. Pa Kent in this movie is my MVP.
Pa Kent
Yeah.
says it is not a parent's job to prevent you from getting hurt.
Our
and all
job
that.
is to help you make a fool out of
Right.
yourself.
To give you tools to make a fool out of yourself.
Yep.
But no matter what, he's always going to be proud of him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And like,
And then
man,
I actually
Yeah,
had
get-
I had a conversation with a guy, and he was pissed that he didn't die. I'm
Oh.
like, "Are you serious?"
all right, you know what?
I'm like,
Go tell him to stand in a tornado then, and not save the people, okay? And see if he's mad about that. If people get mad that Pa Kent dies and doesn't die, get the fuck out of here, guy. No, get out of here. You can't make people happy.
Jesus.
You can't. But
Uh,
well, you know he's eventually gonna die, and that's gonna be a great
So,
scene when that
let's
happens.
Yep.
But
So, the
going
other
back to
thing,
the Fortress of Solitude, and you hear all this ruckus, and then Crypto loses his shit, and where's my dog? And who do we have?
No, it's not even that. The robot goes, "Oh, your cousin is here."
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
your cousin here.
As it is here.
And she is pissed drunk.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was pissed drunk, and why was she pissed drunk? Because she came from planets with red suns and not yellow suns, because their metabolism can't get them
Get 'em
drunk
drunk.
on the
Yep.
yellow sun.
Yeah.
So she comes and she's wearing a jacket with her Supergirl outfit, and thank God they went back to the skirt. I love the skirt,
Yep.
Supergirl, better than the pants. Although the one from Flashpoint, she looked amazing.
Yes.
But I like the skirt
Sasha
look.
Calle.
I love the traditional Supergirl costume, and the fact that the whole time you thought this was Superman's dog, and no, he's just dog sitting.
Yeah,
Yep.
like I
his
said,
cousin-
he says it. He says it toward when
Yeah.
he talked to Lois. He's like, "No, he's not my dog. It's just a foster situation right now."
Yeah.
So
So
he made it
that-
clear that's not his
She
dog.
comes and like Crypto just jumps on her and starts bashing her around the place, and he's like,
And
"Well,
she's
that's
laughing.
why he's the way he is." And she's spinning
unruly.
her around, he's breaking the floor.
Dude, he's slamming the shit out of her. And no wonder it makes sense now why he did that to Superman in the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
He whistled. Crypto thought Superman was playing like the way he plays with Kara, because he was slamming her the same way,
Mhm.
you know. But that was good.
And then
I will
and then
say,
what does she say when she's leaving? She's like, "Thanks for watching my
Bob,
dog, bitch."
bitch.
So good.
It was so perfectly used.
She
for
looks so
Kara
good.
Zor-El.
Even though it was just
Yeah.
a split second, she looked good. I
Yeah.
can't wait for a movie.
I can't either with Lobo and everything. So
Yes, sir.
based on and then we got a post-credit scene, which was trash.
That mid credit
Um,
scene with Crypto and Superman just looking at Earth. Oh man, I need that as a poster. I really do.
But then you had the end credit scene, which was him and Mr. Terrific looking at the building, and Superman's like,
It's
it's a
uneven.
little off. You want me to take it apart and put it back together? Like,
That
yeah,
was kind
Mr.
of pointless.
Terrific was fantastic. I know, but it showed the humor in the
Yeah.
movie. And
I think that
I didn't expect a big end credit
No.
scene,
No.
because everything's still so under wrap and so tight to the vest.
I mean, yeah, the next movie is literally next year with Supergirl, so we're not getting anything.
Well, we're getting the
Besides-
lanterns in
Well, I'm talking
December.
about movie wise, Jose.
yeah,
It's all canon, brother. It all counts.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying as
what do you think?
movies. I'm talking about movies.
there's plenty of movies coming out between now and next
So
year.
we got
It
might not be Marvel or DC,
we got
but there's
Peacemaker.
movies coming out.
Peacemaker's next. Peacemaker's
damn
next,
it.
and then is Lanterns coming out before that or after that? It doesn't matter.
December.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
Lanterns comes out December. Peacemaker comes out in August.
Now,
Yeah.
real quick. The story, Woman of Tomorrow, right? That's yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Supergirl, she goes out on her 21st birthday and she gets drunk. Supergirl, when she left Krypton, she was in the city of Kandor, and it went off. It got rocketed off Krypton, and it ended up landing on a kryptonite asteroid, and everybody in Kandor ended up getting kryptonite cancer and dying. And the people who survived that, they built a lead dome around the city, and then a meteor shower hit and it killed everybody else. She watched the people of Krypton die 3 times. She has emotional baggage. She is hurt. She is that's why she's drinking. And I really hope they touch on that, of like the true destruction of like Krypton and what that girl went through.
Well, I'm sure I would bet that they're gonna have a backstory to her.
Yeah,
because a lot of
Most
people
likely.
don't know her backstory.
Mhm.
So I don't see it being the first 15-20 minutes of the movie, but there's going to be
no, it
some
doesn't.
backstory.
It's laid out through the comic, through like flashbacks of like when
was
she's
gonna
drunk,
say,
she like relives it.
Yeah.
I'd be all right
They
with
do
that.
the same
if they
thing
do it
that
like
they did
that.
in this movie. Slowly feed you
Mhm.
that backstory. It's
Yeah.
gonna be good.
Okay. Now, let's play a game. Okay. This game is called Is It Better? I'm going to name you guys Marvel and DC movies that we've had in the past. And you're going to tell me, is Superman better than that movie? Okay?
Okay.
Jose. Okay? Are you ready?
Sure.
You know what? We don't got to do it no more. You know what?
No, we're doing it. We're doing
No,
it.
you're fine.
We're
No,
doing
that's
it.
We're
fine.
doing it. I'll read
Come
my
on,
list.
Kev. We're
Stop
doing it.
being a bitch and
We got
read
it,
the
Kev.
list.
Bitch.
Kev, you got your list. You want me to read mine?
I got it. I
All
got
right.
you. Are you ready?
Yep.
Winter Soldier.
Better.
Better.
Yes.
I disagree. But okay. The Joker.
Better.
Okay. I say it's better also.
More enjoyable.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Better.
Yes.
There's only one movie that's better than this movie in all of Marvel and DC to me.
I strongly disagree, but okay.
That's why we're doing this. That's why we're doing this.
Okay. Endgame.
Better.
Hot take,
No.
Endgame. It's not better than Endgame because you got to do a lot of homework for Endgame. This is better as a standalone film.
Yeah,
I
it's
say
better
the,
as a
I
standalone,
say
but-
the ending of Endgame was better, but overall Superman was better. Okay. The Dark Knight.
Better.
No, I like Dark Knight better.
Wait, The Dark Knight was which one? The first
With the
one or the
Joker.
one with the...
With the
Oh,
Joker.
shit.
Joker.
Okay.
With the
Yeah.
Joker.
That is my absolute favorite movie of all time, and it'll never be topped.
Yeah,
So you're saying Dark Knight is better than
Dark
Superman?
Knight is
Superman.
better. Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck.
I saw Dark Knight 3 times in 24 hours.
Good for you.
I used to be able to do the Joker entire monologues in that movie.
And how many movies did you pay for that day, Mike?
Well, like, I'm not saying they weren't senior tickets.
Shit, I forgot all about. Now I got to put Dark Knight above it. I do.
Okay. All right.
I
There we go.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that one. I don't know
That's
how,
fun.
but
We
I
should,
did.
we should do this more often.
Iron Man.
Yeah. Better than
Yeah,
Iron
Superman.
Man.
Yeah,
Iron Man
Superman's
falls
better.
apart in the third act for me.
Okay. Yeah, I say Superman is better. The first Avengers.
They're pretty close to each other, actually.
Yeah, they are.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna say it. The Avengers also requires homework. I don't think the
No, the
Avengers
first
is.
Avenger doesn't.
I disagree with you on
disagree.
that.
I
Yeah.
disagree.
It doesn't. Not as much as
Okay.
Endgame. You
Okay.
you can make that argument with Endgame. I do agree with you, but not for the first Avengers.
Avenger.
Nope.
Okay. Also, the first act of Avengers is pretty freaking boring.
I'd have to think. I think I
Fancy
give
Mike.
Superman just a little bit of a nudge above it,
Okay.
just slight, not much.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a pretty close one, but I think I would pop in
It's
Superman.
it's pretty damn close. I think they're neck and neck
Okay.
for third place now.
Batman Returns.
Definitely better.
Superman.
What time of year are we watching it?
Oh my god. Like,
Man,
Superman,
regardless of time
Superman is
watching
better.
it.
Superman is better. Are we watching it at Christmas?
no, we're not
It's not
watching
a
it.
Christmas movie.
It is. It's a Christmas movie.
Will you
It would be
stop
on my
it? It's
Blockbuster
not a
Christmas
Disney
wall.
movie or a Christmas movie. It's a Disney movie. Okay. X-Men 2000.
It's better than all the
better.
X-Men.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's better.
better.
Yeah.
Better.
Even Days of Future Past.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Way better.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
better.
way better. That was just a money grab.
Infinity War.
Infinity War's better.
Yes.
That was the only movie I had above it.
Infinity War's better. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. I agree with you on that one.
I don't want to go, Mr. Stark. I don't wanna
All
go.
right. All
Still
right.
requires too much homework. Superman was better.
All right. I got
No,
three
it
more.
doesn't.
Three
I got-
more.
Okay.
I got three more. Because we're good. Okay. Spider-Man No Way Home.
Way better. That movie was so fucking
Mm.
overrated.
Superman.
Yeah, I still don't like what's his name is Spider-Man that much.
Tom Holland.
Tobey Maguire. Which one?
Oh shit, yeah, I guess there's three of them in that movie.
Yeah.
I don't like,
Which one? There's
I don't like
three.
Tom Holland.
I think Tom Holland is a perfect combination of both Peter Parker and Spider-Man, where Andrew was a better Spider-Man and
Mhm.
Tobey was a better Peter.
Peter. Yeah.
Black Panther.
Way better.
Yeah.
Better. Yeah.
Again, third act problems.
Sure.
This movie was very consistent.
Yeah. I guess.
What's the
you're right
latest
on
one,
that
Kev?
The Dark Knight Rises.
Better.
Better.
Yeah.
You know what? I do have one more at this.
Citizen Kane?
The Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean I would have to actually stayed awake to still see it for like the 40th time?
We should
I
take
still
it. We
think
should play a game. What would put us asleep first? Like, would I fall asleep watching the Lord of the Rings before you fell asleep watching the Batman? I wonder what would work.
Lord of the Rings.
Half
was
hour
a
in
shit.
every time. I'm
Both
out
movies were great.
Dude,
The first Lord of the Rings was the whole trilogy was fantastic.
cold. Trilogies.
I didn't make it through a
Phenomenal.
single one of them.
Oh,
but-
smooth. Oh,
Reel it back in, people.
I know, I'm sorry.
Reel it back in. All right. Before we wrap it up, give us our final thoughts, anything you guys thought they could have done better.
I want
you
to
got?
see the director's cut. I want to see what they left on the floor.
I
'Cause-
bet you the director's cut is over 2 hours long.
Honestly,
Definitely.
this is a movie that I don't want to see the director's cut. And I love
agree with
director's
you,
cut.
Frank.
And I see all of the extendeds and everything. I don't want to see any of that. I think you add stuff in or take stuff out to put something else in, it messes with this movie.
I agree with Frank actually on this time. I do not want to see director's cut. This movie's
Okay.
perfect the way it is. Don't
Okay.
fuck it up by giving us extra bullshit we don't need. Now I want to see a gag reel. Love to see a
Oh,
gag
yeah.
gag
reel.
reel would be hilarious. I want to see the mess ups and the screwing
just-
around
yeah.
that they were doing.
I would like
had
to
be
see
some
as much
epic
of
gag
this-
reel on this.
This Metropolis and these characters as I could. I wouldn't want to see. I enjoyed every single one of them.
there's a chance that can mess it up for you too.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that's where my head's at. I don't want anything messing up this movie for me.
Gotcha.
Right.
Because this movie, oh my God, this movie is one of the best Superman movies ever made. And the only thing that comes before this to me, and it's because I'm old as fuck, is Christopher Reeve's first Superman movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Like
was thinking
that,
about putting it on the list, but I was like, no, let me not do that right now.
Yeah, I don't.
that would
Do
be a
that
tough
right now.
call.
I would need to see this movie about 72 more times to even like catch up. Dude, that used to be on USA and like HBO all
CBS
the
all the time.
time.
That used to be
So-
on Sci-Fi all the time. It
Yeah.
was on everything all the time.
Yeah.
So I guess this takes us to our final breakdown, right, Kev?
Yep. Our rating, people.
I don't have
What we got?
cards.
Frankie, 1 out of 10 or 0 out of 10.
You know, I desperately want to give it a 9, but I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I think it's not like perfect,
No.
but in its
No movie is.
perfectness, it's
Yeah.
it deserves. It's screaming to my soul to give it a higher rating, but there's something that's like no, 8.5.
Yeah.
Michael.
Okay. And I mean this in no disrespect to the movie because all of the parts of it are gold, but this is truly a movie that is greater than the sum of its amazing parts. I think it is setting something up that other people will try to emulate and other people will try to copy and other people will be chasing. And I think Marvel might be onto it, and I hope they're onto it for the Fantastic Four because I desperately think we need a new standard of comic book movies, and I think this set the bar. And I will give it a 9.0.
Okay.
Solid.
Wow.
Solid 9.
Solid 9. All right. Jose.
So I saw this movie the first day.
Yes.
We got to pre-see it before it came out.
Thank you,
Um,
sir.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Jose, for the hookup.
Thank you, Sony. So originally, my score was going to be
7.5. Or are you saying 300? Are you saying 300?
7.5.
7.5.
Spider-Man signed by
That's-
McFarlane, 300, and the 7.5 up for sale.
That's interesting. 7.5.
And that's signed by McFarlane. After seeing it a second time,
Okay.
my score went higher. So
Okay.
we're gonna take it to an X-Men 8.5.
Mm.
I'll check that out.
Scott
I think
Summers
this is the way we need to do our rating scales.
Yeah.
I rated comics from now on.
I'm curious, Jose. 7.5 is the first time. Why that low?
I would say I felt the story had holes in it at first. And I will say I was not in the right frame of mind to see that movie that day. I was a little pissy.
No.
As you guys witnessed firsthand, I
No.
almost took
It's
some
okay.
kid's hand off. He wasn't a kid, but he looked like a kid to me. And then I honestly thought there was too much crypto. And the first time I thought there was way too much crypto. Like I'm like, you didn't need that much crypto.
Such a dumb hater.
No, I have 4 dogs. How many do you have?
1. That's all I need.
So my love is 4 times more than yours.
Okay.
But
She's fat. She gained 4 of them. 4 dogs at once.
she probably weighs as much as my 4 dogs.
Exactly.
But going back and re-seeing it with a clearer head, with no distractions, and actually doing what I normally do, which is hyper focus on something. This movie and all the little tidbits that I caught a lot more in the second time, like with just certain phrases, certain places, certain things that were said that made me enjoy the movie so much more because I realized how good of a comic book movie this was and how accurate it was to the source material. So for me, that's what changed it when I had to sit there. And I've always loved Superman. I don't wear this shit just because I own a comic book store. This shirt is probably older than most of our viewers.
Probably older than me.
Probably.
Definitely older than you.
But the movie itself, to me, was everything that Superman is, and everything Superman is supposed to be, and everything Christopher Reeve set up for Superman. Brandon Roth, Jesus Christ, David Cornsweet.
Wow, you botched that.
No, but Brandon Roth
was Christopher
he
Reeve
gave
Superman.
me Christopher Reeves. He was Christopher Reeves.
He needed better writing, and he would have been amazing.
Yeah, he would have been great. He embodied everything that Christopher Reeve Superman and what Superman is. Like, he is Superman. Wolverine will always be Hugh Jackman.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Reeves will always be Superman.
Yep.
Now, so will he. He will be held at the same. I think he will be held at the same level. He's definitely this generation's Christopher Reeves. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
We had Christopher Reeves. You had Brandon Roth, Kevin. The newer kids are gonna have David Cornsweet, who's an Eagles fan, by the way, too. So Bird gang.
Go Birds. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
So that leaves us with you, Kevin, the man, the myth, the legend. Tell us your final thoughts.
Man, it's a coin flip between the 8.5 and the 9. I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. Wasn't a perfect movie, but again, there's no such thing as a perfect movie.
At a 9, it's pretty damn close to perfect, though.
Yeah,
I think
there's the only things that stood out that I didn't like are just little nitpicks. Like nothing like huge take me out of the movie. Like Lex Luthor was great. The supporting characters were fantastic. Superman was great. The villains were great. Like everything, besides me being overwhelmed the first time, watching it the second time, I finally I got to sit down, relax, and just analyze the entire movie. And yeah, I gotta give it an 8.5. I just can't give it a 9. I just can't give it a 9. Just maybe need to watch it one more time. But 8.5, that's where I'm at. It's definitely arguably the greatest Superman movie in my eyes.
This will be a movie that will be interesting for us to watch in a few years and regrade it and see, does it hold up? Do we feel the same way that we did today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you got to remember, this movie, we're shooting this on July 10th. The movie came out in theaters today, technically tomorrow. We're not airing this till next week after people have seen it. So
yes.
Yeah,
we're from the future. This movie, the grading or the rating will change on what happens next with the DCU.
Yes.
If this movie set up a future DCU, definitely did. Justice League Unlimited, I hope. But we're gonna have a Lantern Corps because we're getting Hal Jordan, we're getting Jon Stewart, and we got Guy Gardner.
Yep.
Dude, we already had in the 15-20 minutes that Guy Gardner was on screen was a million times better than the entire Green Lantern Corps that was in the Green Lantern movie.
We ain't gonna talk about that. We're not talking about that now.
We're forgetting about that.
Even Ryan Reynolds don't want to talk about that. So let's not do that.
Yeah. So with that being said, I personally think you should all go see this movie. I thought it was fantastic. I think the entire crew agrees. And after you finish watching this, and hopefully you watch it all and you agree, disagree, please leave comments. Let us know what the hell you thought. Did you think this movie sucked? Did you think it was great? Did you think it was comic book accurate? Did you not? What did you like? What didn't you like? What did you rate it?
Honest opinions. Give it to us.
Yeah. Like it's an opinion. Everybody's entitled to one, whether we agree or don't.
Yeah.
For me, it was fantastic. For all of us, it was fantastic. And we get to see Fantastic Four in 2 weeks.
Hey,
It was fantastic. It was super.
All right, we gotta go. All right. God damn it! I thought we were gonna get out of that one. But listen,
So
Saved it for the
thank
end.
you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is probably the longest podcast we've had in the last 3 years.
well
Almost
worth it.
Well,
Dude,
worth
no
it.
dead air. This was a solid conversation. It really was, and I'm glad we had it. I love all of our episodes, but there's some of them where I'm like, man, I'm really proud we did that. I'm really proud we had this conversation the way we did.
Absolutely, because
Definitely.
I said it when we were on Monday night when we saw the early screening. Before the movie started, I was just sitting here looking at everybody, see how everyone's excited. You know,
Mhm.
people dressed up, and then that's what this this is why we're doing this. This is what it's all about. We love comic book movies. The reason why we're doing this is because we love those movies and shows. We love talking about it. Seeing everyone how excited they were for Superman. You know, the start of the DCU officially, even though Creature Commandos was technically the start, but seeing Superman on the screen again and how great that movie was, one of the highlights of my year, really.
I think kids who watch this in 5 years will believe Superman can pick up Thor's hammer, where kids nowadays don't believe he can.
Yes.
So I think it really set the course straight.
And all you have to do is look up people. Jose, you were supposed to do it. Mike and Frank did that simultaneously.
I didn't clean up my beard.
I got neck beard for days, dude.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as we did. Let us know what you think. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Geeks at the Nerd Table. Follow Jose, Baby Gorilla Comics, TikTok,
Yes, sir.
Instagram. This
And that Spider-Man 300 is for sale, and it's signed by Tom McFarlane. So help me out.
Hey.
Ring a ding ding. Give me a call. We can talk business.
But until next time, that chair is always open to come to the table and have this conversation. But until next time, everybody, we're out.
Adios.